that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, boys and girls. I'm Joanna Lumley, and with me we have, up there is Eddie.
Gareth Hunt.
Over there is a man named Brady. Sorry, I'm getting confused. That's Brian. It's not the Brady Bunch. Okay. And up that way, looking like, I don't know, she's sat on something. It's Helen Sterling, boys and girls. No, I don't know who she is either, so don't worry about it.
Thank you.
That's all right, love. Helen and I are very old friends. Very old friends. She laughingly calls herself my boss. And
not anymore, I'm not.
Well, I know. That's just it. So, news. Bad news. Bad news.
Bad news?
Bad news. Hooverville has been cancelled.
Yes. Well, it would be expected this year.
I mean, it's a hearts and minds thing, or hearts versus minds thing, to be fair. You know, you really want to... I mean, we still haven't heard if the DWAS Capital event is going to be postponed till next year. They've already postponed it till October. And so my heart's going, I really hope it's, it will go on, because there's so many people I want to be able to sit down, chat with and whatever. But my head's going, and then you'll die. So, it's a great shame about Hooverville. I suggest you're going to have to contact the Quad about tickets, I'm guessing. And obviously if you booked hotels, you're going to have to... They have announced a date for it. Obviously no guests, though all the guests that were invited to this year's postponed event, they have a standing invite for next year's. But I'm quite sad about that. I was looking forward to that. I was also looking forward to meeting Eddie and Sean, quite frankly. That would have been
At
really
our
good.
first ever Doctor Who convention. We're jinxies, the first Doctor Who convention we've ever been to, and we caused a global pandemic, so I apologise profusely to everybody.
I think this is a classic Flashing Blade thing. I approve.
Yeah.
It's good. Hello, Brig Lover. We wished you happy birthday last week.
Happy birthday, Brig Lover.
There we
Hi,
go.
Brig.
Yep. Right, now, more stuff. Helen may have to vanish halfway through this because the Flashing Blade baby is on its way. Do you remember years and years ago, Blue Peter had a baby? John and Peter, they had to, change it and this, that and the other. No, we're talking sort of late 60s, I should imagine, early 70s. So I've decided that if this happens, Amber's baby is going to be the Flashing Blade baby. And
she's already got... We've already bought... The baby's a girl, by the way. We've already bought her...
Siobhan is an excellent name.
No, they've already decided the name based on the grandmothers, not me. So Emily has got little black body grow things with Cthulhu, baby Cthulhu on it, going little monster.
I approve. Please buy her a Bagpuss toy.
Oh God, definitely.
Thank you.
I love
a name like Emily has to.
But Amber's ready to go pop, basically. We give her our love, we give her our best wishes. It'll be fine. But it's in case Helen has to vanish. But, we can hope. Now then, unboxing time. Because we had so much fun unboxing last week, we're doing another unboxing this week.
Presents!
Well,
So this afternoon, I had just finished my ablutions when there is a knock at the door. It is a Sunday. People don't knock on my door on Sundays.
They'd usually run
Or
away
any
screaming.
other day of the week. What
usually
is
the other
this?
side of the door trying to get out.
I looked through the
Well,
spy
it's the
hole,
hole you have a
and there was a
house made out of
man
candy.
in the distance, telescoped away, sort of looking, and he'd walked away a little bit. So I opened the door a little bit, because, and there was this. hanging on my door.
It's like a takeaway.
It does look like a takeaway, and so my immediate thoughts was, oh shit, no, he's delivered it to the wrong place. Easy to do where I live. So I won't unwrap it. I'll just keep it nice and safe. And because I'm sure he's bound to come back, knock on the door, and then I saw it was groceries, which was even weirder. So we're going to open it up because I found out where it's from. Scotland.
Well, it was ordered in Scotland.
Yes, so first things first, and very importantly,
Pringles.
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 Oh, have your Pringles. Got your
Lovely.
crisps.
Ah, this is this. Oh. Galaxy chocolate. Eddie knows me so well.
Nice.
A bottle of
Iron brew.
Eddie.
Bit of iron brew.
Made from girders.
Shut up,
In
cat.
Scotland.
There's only one person here who can say it. Say it. Say it loud and proud, Eddie.
Made in Scotland from girders.
And what's it actually called, dear?
Iron brew.
Thank you very much.
Iron brew.
Now, of course, me holding this up to the camera does
sorry,
nothing
sorry,
because
okay.
Discord flips my camera around to a mirror image. I can't
It's okay.
remember the last
Keep
time
the
I
silence.
had iron
It
brew.
prevents us from getting endorsements.
Okay. Oh, that's true. Yes, endorsement.
I had to get snaked through the boulder.
Milk chocolate digestives.
In
Nice.
Scotland, we have square biscuits. So, but yeah, couldn't
I'm
get
saving the best till last, by the way. Oh, minstrels.
Nice.
Nice.
But do you want to know the pièce de résistance, but in Scottish?
Is it a pizza?
No. It's a bag of jelly babies.
Got it for Doctor Who.
Gotta
Gone
have
with
the jelly babies.
Yeah. But
Eddie,
they
I was
say-
not expecting this. Thank you very much. I have no idea why you sent it.
Flavor of Pringles are they?
Just plain Pringles. I mean,
plain.
to be
Regular
fair
Pringles?
to be fair to Eddie, he had no. It was a surprise for me. He
Had
had
to
no
play it
idea
safe.
what I'd like. So played
Had to
safe.
play it safe.
Yeah.
No, normally on a Sunday night, I've got little treats there. And Brian, have you got what malt shake flavoured
Alcohol have you got this time? Let's try
I don't
this.
have any alcoholic milkshake at this time.
Are you
I am
got,
delighted
have you got the
alcoholic milkshake.
DTs then, or something?
A little bit. I'm starting to shake. I'm getting the shakes.
I've got something for you that you might like. Alcohol-based iced tea.
Ooh,
Yes, we call that a Long Island iced tea around here.
But these are different ones. You can get English breakfast tea with whiskey,
Oh,
or Earl Grey tea with gin.
nice.
There are other different flavours, which my husband got me for my birthday, which was last month. So yeah, no,
We have a lot of those. We also have hard soda.
we're also having an iron brew
Alcoholic
sugar
soda,
rush
like
at the bottom of the
orange
screen.
soda, but with alcohol in it. Grape soda, root beer. Those are perfect for floats.
Shut up, you're American. You don't know about soft drinks. Now then,
At least I don't call it pop.
this.
Oh, we don't call it pop up here as well.
Are you trying to make me healthy or something? This tastes like medicine I had when I was 6.
Oh no, no. It's Dr.
And you're
Pepper
right.
that tastes like
There's a god awful amount of sugar in here.
yes.
I think that's
That's
brilliant.
the
Thank
secret.
you.
To vibrate through a wall.
Wow. Goodness me. I think that's going to be one sip a week, and that should keep me going. If I'm honest with you.
Forever.
I stopped taking sugar and all the rest of my intake. One sip of iron brew a week. That's all the sugar you need. Right, useless thing. Because do you remember last week I also showed you the 2005 TARDIS that still had the sweets in?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Well, this
You
week
didn't eat them, did you?
something useless. I thought we'd find out from my Doctor Who collection. It's this.
It's blank.
It's psychic paper.
I'll turn it
Sorry?
round. See if you recognise it.
Oh yes,
There you go.
it's a computer.
Anybody?
It's a computer.
It's
That
an
is a
old-fashioned
computer.
computer.
It's the Master's TARDIS from the Time Monster, or as I like to call it, A useless piece of plastic. Oh, and apparently you can stick your finger up it to make it spin in time and space.
You put it on the end of a pencil.
Thick pencil.
Genius.
Finger.
Genius.
I mean, it basically came with the figure, and it's really just this lump of plastic. How useful is that?
Doesn't even open up.
Adam, yes, looking at chat. Tom Baker underpants. The design for the Tom Baker underpants is now available as a face mask. I kid you not. So if you want to wear David Howe's underpants on your face, there we go. Yeah, I know. It is a horrific thought, Cat. You're right. So shall we do one of our usual, incredibly professional sort of scene changes?
Go on.
Yeah? And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's something or other, and the dogs have done a thing. Well,
Prepare to be astounded, Helen. Prepare to be astounded.
I am
So
fully
professional.
prepared.
so professional indeed that 33 episodes in, the boys still haven't learned to keep their mouth shut during that bit. It's amazing. It's you missed it. That's the trouble. You see, you don't see what I do. If you're watching on Twitch, it's probably coming up about 10 seconds later or something.
There's
And
a
as a
huge
result,
delay.
you're still talking whilst the music... It's quite funny. I like it. Is Sean there? I don't know. Have you tried... I will ask Eddie. Hang on a second. Eddie, is Sean there?
That's me asking because I can hear.
Well, if you don't know, why are you asking you?
I could hear it. I could hear the incidental music through the wall. Yeah, he's there. I knew it.
Hey, that's cool. Right, now, the fifth Doctor Who and his plucky... No, you see, that's just not going to work anymore. Forgive me, I'm sorry, but this has been a long time coming.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Sorry. Is this a rant?
Okay,
You have to
strap
be
yourself
careful,
in,
rant.
people.
Yeah,
Hi,
rant,
Chris.
people.
Chris Chibnall. We're old mates, you and me, even though we've never met each other. But I saw you on the telly, basically there on open air. And, I thought to myself, there's a man who'll end up running Doctor Who one day. And I thought, this can only be a good thing. Let's dash forward from the 80s now to, I don't know, the late teens. And there he is, Chris Chibnall. Happily running Doctor Who. It's magnificent. We have a female doctor. We have a joyous programme full of hope. And it's lovely. It's beautiful. It's shot superbly. And then he goes and fucks the whole damn thing up. Suddenly we can have as many doctors as we want. You get a doctor, you get a doctor, you get a doctor. Now, I don't mind that. I don't mind that for storytelling possibilities. That's fantastic. It's brilliant. I care not about canon. But Christopher, look at Auntie. Okay, look me in the eyes, dear. Did you at any time consider the impact this would have on my traditional opening to a summation of this week's Doctor Who plot on the Flashing Blade? Did you think about that at all? Did you? The first Doctor Who and his plucky. The second Doctor Who and his plucky. I can't say that now, can I? I just can't, because it's not necessarily accurate. I love the law of you, pal.
Could you not just say the fifth Doctor Who from our perspective? There you go, we're sorted.
But our perspective has been shifted. I don't mind that. For the whole TV series, that's fucking brilliant. It opens everything up. But right now, right here, right this minute, it's fucked up my introduction. We're having words. Right.
Can I just say, we haven't had a rant of that caliber for weeks. That was
That was very refreshing.
I've got goosebumps.
I try my best for you boys. I know you appreciate them. I'm sorry, I've been building up to that for about 2 or 3 weeks now. I thought, have I got the time? Shall I chuck that in now, or shall I just... Anyway, no. So, the fifth Doctor Who, and his plucky girl assistants, Tegan and Nyssa. Oh, it's so sad. It's absolutely terrible. It's so terrible, in fact, that after about 30 seconds after Adric's death, they're happily going off on holiday.
Yeah,
They're
let's go for
bastards.
Pretty much.
Dear God.
He died.
To
so
be honest, I
bravely.
would have rather watched Earthshock because that had a happy ending, like Eddie said.
It's not a happy ending.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I liked Adric. This isn't a democracy. And anyway, you can blame Adam. He's been the one recently choosing what we're going to be watching. You can blame
Negative
him.
karma, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Negative karma.
So anyway, they decide to go to, I think it was opening of Crystal Palace or Kew Gardens or something stupid like that. The Great Exhibition, maybe. And
Great
they end up
Exhibition.
in modern day Heathrow, hovering over one of the main runways.
I blame immigration.
Well, it was the 80s and Thatcher was in power, so it probably was down to that.
Yeah.
And a Concorde's vanished. An actual Concorde. Now, back then, context, Concorde was a big thing. It really was. A joint Anglo-French product, where apparently, if you listen to the British side of it, the entire thing is British except for the E at the end of the word Concorde. Where could it be? Well, they travel and they try to find out, and they end up on this barren heathland that looks suspiciously like Studio One of Television Centre. And then some grey poos turn up. So anyway, let's go over to our guest. First of all, oh no, she hasn't actually watched it. Fuck it. Brian, come on, how
Not
did
for
you
a
go
long
with this?
time, but I remember it.
Go on, Brian.
Okay.
Blame Adam, remember, not me.
What the hell did I just watch?
That's what a lot of us thought at the time.
Look, I like the Concorde. I love the Concorde that was actually in it because I love planes like that. The Concorde, the SR-71, all that stuff. You just put them in a show, and I'm there.
I bet Simon Whistler is part of your YouTube playlist.
No,
I'll introduce you to it. I
Skunk
think you'll
Works
like
is
it.
part of my YouTube playlist. Lockheed Martin actually has a Skunk Works thing up there.
Yes, I've just realised. I've just made the connection of why you would be. Yeah, okay, carry on. Trixie, stop barking. Sorry, carry on.
I like having the planes. I like having the real world stuff. Then we go back 140 million years.
Spoilers, Brian.
No apology for the spoiler. No. Oh, I'm
It's
going to
a
spoil
public
the whole
service telling
goddamn
people
thing.
this travesty of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Carry on, Brian.
We'll
Carry
spoil
on.
it so you don't have to
You
watch.
don't have to. Aye.
All right. Go back 140 million years. Okay. All right. Dinosaurs aren't eating people. Whatever. Okay. We'll go with that. We'll play along with that. There's a citadel. All right. I'm thinking, reptile people maybe. Silurians. No. Some very bad Chinese makeup that I think they held over from the talents of whatever.
Wang Chang.
It was Wing Chang. Yeah, it was horrible. It's offensive.
Yeah.
Sent you a
Not
message, mate. Sent you a message. There's a bet. All right, we've got a bet. Brian doesn't know it now, but he's in the middle of a bet now.
Okay, and the makeup's offensive, not for the racial stereotyping, but just because it was bad. It's not even good makeup.
Sharum, shirai, sharum,
The
shirai.
point about the whole race, I mean, you're quite right about the racial side of things. But the thing is, it was fucking pointless. Were the drums beating very loudly that day? I mean, why?
I still haven't worked out
In
why.
it at all.
I still
But,
haven't worked
people
out
are-
why they named named Khalid an anagram of Dalek.
It's not. It's Khalid, not Khaled. It's Khalid.
So we're saying
Sorry,
Adam was very nearly responsible for a divorce, because I watch an episode of Doctor Who every night in bed, just put it on TV in the bedroom and watch it. My wife came in and caught me watching this and doesn't watch Doctor Who.
Plasma
came in and
Tom
said that's the Master. So spoiled it for me instantly. It knew instantly it was the Master and said,
They
"Are you
weren't hiding
serious?
it.
This is some of the worst TV I think we've ever watched." So,
And
yes.
we watched
you.
some bad TV here.
Oh, yes.
I
So
don't
it was a
think
case
it
of, why are you watching this? So it was Adam's idea.
Because
You don't know who
Adam's
Adam is.
making us watch it.
See,
That's the entire...
we thought people complained that I'm not democratic enough, so I said, chat. Each week you get to choose what we're going to watch, which is why next week we're watching The Gunfighters. However, this is Adam's own problem because he suggested it and he's on the show next week. Ha! Hoist by your own Picard.
Yeah.
I have to say though that not even the cast were happy with it.
Oh, no.
I mean, Peter Davison actually turned around and said, "Well,
That was
it
crap.
was okay, but then we ran out of budget." And you kind of think,
This was just-
did you run out of budget when you were writing the script?
But there's that wonderful shot where Davison thinks he's off camera and he's pissing himself laughing.
Yeah.
This was the season finale. This is how they signed
We've
this
just
off.
come out of
Walking away.
Earthshock.
This is her swan song.
I mean, Earthshock. We thought to ourselves, oh, this is brilliant. This is modern Doctor Who. Look at the way it's been shot. The pacing of it. It's brilliant. And oh God, Adric dies. Sorry about that, guys, if you didn't know. But then we go to Time Flight, which, if I'm fair, and Brian, we mentioned this a little bit last week, it's a bit like what happened with the Twin Dilemma. We had the Kaiser Androzani before it, and then suddenly the Twin Dilemma. They seemed, as it looked like they had to put all their effort into one big thing, and the rest we'll do our best with, but no promises.
There was no story arcing.
No.
They would try, but they wouldn't succeed.
It's like Star Trek
Got better
movies.
at it now. Got better at it now.
It's like Star Trek movies. Every other one is good.
Well, it used to live up to the thing of, and I disagree with that, but it used to live up to the thing of basically all stories in Doctor Who with time in the title were awful. Time Lash, Time Flight, Time in the Rani, the Time Monster. There is an exception to the rule there, of course, the Time Warrior. And the Time Medal is very good as well. But, yeah.
Since
Roger
we're not
Lim's
bothered
music
with
is
spoilers-
particularly farty. If I'm honest with you.
Yes.
Can I just get hypnotized when I go to work to think I'm somewhere else doing work?
Sharoom, Sharoom, Sharoom.
You can only pick,
Glass bottle glass.
you can only pick those in November, and they're best eaten fresh rather than dried. The shrooms.
Eddie?
Can somebody explain the ending to me, right? So the Master seems to have won, and then they arrive early, and the Master's TARDIS is above Heathrow, above the TARDIS, and the Doctor's won. I don't understand.
Because
how
the
this
Master's
finished.
TARDIS was supposed to land where the Doctor's TARDIS landed.
And you
The
can't have
Doctor
two
got there
TARDISes in the same
first,
place.
and as a result, because he was having to run in a new power source and this, that, and the other, he got, hit back like a straight 6 into the pavilion.
But to where?
Yeah.
So,
He got
Actually, I seem to recall he ended up... Name of the alien race in Time Flight. Oh, God.
Oh,
I should know.
Oh,
My mind's gone blank.
plasmatons.
No, that's the poos. No, the alien
Oh, right.
races. Zerafin. That from Zarafas. He ended
yeah,
up
he
going
ended
to
up on that planet,
Zarafas.
couple
That's where he
million
ended
years
oh,
up.
all right.
Ah.
So he basically then he's sent back with the Seraphins to take them back to their home world. So that okay then.
Well, not intentionally, but that's what happened. And he met a
Right.
very charming fellow there, which we'll come to at some stage. Not
We'll
tonight.
get to that story.
So for me, Peter Davison's Doctor, the nice, caring, much better than, not much caring and much more sympathetic than number 6. Adric at the start is kind of, oh, that was terrible. Oh, let's go to the Great Exhibition. And it was then not talked till until there's a scene where it could have been emotionally charged, where they see a projection of Adric, which they just walk through. It was like, he's not real, right through. No, there's no kind of duality there. There's no pure Adric. I'm never a fan of Adric, but
Tegan almost has a breakdown. Almost shows emotion. Yeah, no.
Oh, Tegan has a breakdown every single episode.
Fair dues, Big Finish have actually addressed this quite recently, actually. So, and with going so far as Tegan admitting she didn't like Adric. And, you know, they've tried to address it. They addressed it slightly in spare parts. But, yeah. And, of course, Cold Fusion, both the novel and the audio play, by Lance Parkin. Because Adric's in it and the Seventh Doctor's in it, there's just this bittersweet air to it. Adam has asked, I was going to say Adric there. Adam has asked, does the Target book do anything to improve the story? Never really rated Peter Grimwade's prose. However, it doesn't have Roger Lim's farty music or indeed plasmatons.
And what, Tegan, who I was never a fan of, but obviously the Doctor isn't either. Why did they just leave Tegan? Was it she
just walks off. No mention. Yeah. No goodbye. No nothing. She just walks away.
Yeah, but she came back, didn't she? She thought she had time to wander around.
Yeah, and the Doctor... is it just after the big bust-up where she said, oh, stopwatch is more right than you are? You're
oh my God, someone's phoning Alistair!
How to get... Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, New Adventures author and author of the Young Sherlock books, well, his thumb anyway, Mr. Andy Lane.
He hasn't bothered shaving recently.
I had noticed.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Bigfoot.
Amber, the size she is, she can't actually get near him with the clippers.
What's that? Oh, Mel's! It's Melody Pond.
My new darling.
The socks-obsessed doggy.
That's my baby. Hello, puppy. Where are you?
So Davison's TARDIS is then like an intergalactic time travelling coach trip, where if you don't get back from the break in time, they just go without you.
But did it not?
I guess no.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Was it actually? Did it actually happen just after she'd had one of her mini breakdowns at him and said a stopwatch is right more often than you are? No,
it hadn't. I mean, she just had the shock of Adric dying. To be fair, but that was it. This was a run-of-the-mill adventure, and she was on home turf. You know, she could be an air stewardess. Not quite sure how come Concorde got such tiny little wheels. But
they do bring her back, don't they? Because is there not an episode where we meet her cousin Colin, or we meet her cousin at some point? Do we not? In Paris?
Eddie, careful! You're perilously close to being correct.
Oh.
Oh, bless him! He thinks taking it off is going to make a difference. Anyway, so moving on. Dear. We're just yet again. We're going to say that the Flashing Blade is open for live on-air advertising. Oh, get your things in now. Coming soon. All right, live on-air advertising. You know this is going to go so badly wrong, don't you?
Oh, it's terribly wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely dreadful. So, all in all, boys and girls, what did we make of Time Flight, Curse You Purcell?
I thought it was one of the best episodes of Doctor Who I've ever watched.
Oh, so we've entered the mirror universe.
Yep.
We have indeed, yes.
It's staying up there until you actually give us a proper opinion.
It's disgracefully bad.
Thank you very much. That comes down now. It's not very good, is it? It really is. And to be fair, Series 19 on the whole is very good. It's got some lovely highlights to it.
Brian's right. Just stop with the death of Adric. That was perfect end of season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was all down to contracts, which is daft, really, because they brought him back in Time Flight because I think he was still on contract to do
To
something.
appear in X number of
Yeah,
episodes?
or in X number of. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It could be they had to contract him separately, but I don't think so. And like you say, it's a waste. Just a waste. So yeah, that was Time Flight. However, we also did listening. Well, some of us did.
Feature wouldn't work.
Big Finish time, boys and girls. Now, we've got to be very, very careful here because Helen hasn't been able to get the thing to work, so she hasn't had a chance to listen to it yet. And
I don't mind. I don't mind.
But it's not that, it's also brand new, and I don't want to spoil it for people.
Ah, okay.
Okay. We listened to the Missy box set, the second one, starring Michelle Gomez. This is going to be very tricky to review without giving spoilers, to be fair. Because
It's funny.
It's 4 stories. It's fun. It's funny. I don't know how much of the scripted stuff for Missy was scripted and how much was just improvised by Michelle Gomez, quite frankly. It's so difficult to tell where one stops and the other one starts. And that's a compliment. That's a high compliment as far as I'm concerned.
There is a shed load of Scottish little turns of phrase and stuff that there's no way anybody that Big Finish could have wrote. That is pure and utter Michelle Gomez.
You see?
From what I've heard, he's very good at doing improv.
It's great. We have a translator.
And she'll like pull in like selfies and stuff during period pieces, which is very funny.
So with 4 stories, and the first one made Eddie squeal. It's called The Lumiat.
Yes.
Missy is basically popping around time and space, causing bits of trouble to get someone's attention. She's lacking the Doctor's attention, and she wants a bit of a notice. And lo and behold, up pops a Time Lord, female Time Lord, which Missy thinks is, oh wow, Doctor, that's a great step in the right direction. And the Time Lord goes, I'm not the Doctor. But Missy refuses to believe this because every way she pops up trying to cause chaos, this woman turns up and stops her. Very cheerful, very peppy, very
happy.
I'm going to go into no more than this. That's it. Except to say, the explanation is fucking wonderful. And also, if you want to take it this way, could explain the Sacha Darwin Master. I don't want to say any more on that particular one. I am going to turn around and look up his nose and say, Eddie, what did you make of it?
This was the best of the 4. I liked all 4, but I really love this because without going into detail, it's got a character variant. I'm being very careful what I say. It's got a character variant in it, who is a character who I really is maligned and misunderstood, and who I absolutely love and have obsessed about. And they've brought variant of it back, and I'm going to say no more than that. It's because it will spoil the surprise. Like you said, Siobhan, I let a little school when it was revealed, and it was. This is
personally, I thought you were elevating futility to a high art, but that's just me.
And the other thing I loved about this one is it kind of debuted the whole idea that Missy has companions, so the Master has companions.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, though, the Master's companions have got the same lifespan as a Spinal Tap drummer, and that's kind of talked and hinted at through it. So it's great stuff. It's just
lollipop.
I like the fact. I mean, suddenly the Missy and Clara together in the Magician's Apprentice and whatever. That just makes more sense, and it's nice to have her somebody to bounce off, even if you're shit scared of her. Quite frankly, Brian. Sorry, Eddie. Please, you got more.
I love this. It set up the other 3 perfectly. Missy showed absolute personal depth and growth, and you could see everything that she goes through with Capaldi. Beginning in this. Everything she went through with Capaldi began in this.
I
So-
have to say the bit that I managed to hear before my computer went completely kaput, I am agreeing with you all on. I was, put it this way, I sent a message saying my computer's about to go out the window because I can't listen, because I was really enjoying it.
Good.
So,
Well, hang on to it because you'll
I
get
will
to
do.
listen to it when you get it sorted out.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this particular story, and as Eddie, when I realised what they'd done, it was just that's perfect.
Yeah.
That is just perfect.
Never saw it coming.
No, never saw it coming. Wonderful. Second story. Now then, I don't think we actually reviewed. This would probably be Brian and me, and even then, I'm not sure. Did we review the first Missy box set, Brian? Can you remember?
Oh God!
I think this is before we started.
You're asking me to use
this
my
up again.
memory. Yeah.
Okay. The second story is a sequel to one of the stories in the first Missy box set, in which she acts as a governess to two children. In this, well, the kids are growing up a bit, and the young lad is at a public school. The headmistress of which is Missy. She's basically slowly trying to form her own army out of the boys. She has, of course, recognised the young gentleman who she was governess to, and she isn't particularly nice to him. However, he's not half the fool he looks, and his sister turns up. And she's been on the case for a little while because there is... And I take my hat off to Dan Starkey for managing to do this. A very Scottish-sounding Sontaran.
Mr. Strachey.
Mr. Strachey. Who basically was on holiday and not enjoying it. And he got asked if, seeing as one of the Paternoster Row gang, would he go and investigate this school? You can put Strax in everywhere and I would be happy. I would just be so happy. Things happen. We're not going to say what.
Story.
One thing I will say was the general who turned up towards the end and whose driver Strax impersonated. I wonder if that was played by Dan Starkey as well. It did sound similar. It's just a thought. Brian, what do you make of this one?
I loved it. Missy as a headmistress? Come on, that's like perfect. The fact that she was telling the boys to torment each other and then pulling them out and playing head games left and right.
Forgive me for a second. We have had an interesting question for Auntie. Do you think there are any Doctor Who episodes that are dubbed in Spanish?
Ooh.
That's a very good question. And check your internet. Check your Spanish television company's histories, broadcast histories. One of them may have bought up the rights to run a Spanish dub of Doctor Who at some stage. So there might be Spanish dubs out there. I don't know for certain, though. I'm sorry. Okay. Eddie, what do you make of this one?
The only piece of disappointment was when they announced the name, the name that Missy was going under for this. I thought it was Miss Purdy, and I thought, great,
no,
this is right up my street, Miss Purdy, It's Miss Purdy, and she says
the
it
prime
like
of Miss Jean Brodie.
Jean Brodie. It was, yeah.
That's not the only
in-joke.
None of you have mentioned the huge in-joke, but we'll get to that. I'm waiting to see if you mention it. Carry on.
Well, that was it. That was the one the in-joke I had. So, Miss Purdy. And the way she says it, it's like one of your own actually talking back to you in a Big Finish audio play. It was just perfect. And like I said, I won't spot. She slips in a lot of things which are just for the Scottish audience. Great stuff.
Cool.
Mr. Strachey, fantastic. Just really funny in this one as well. And I really enjoyed it. You got to really be careful because you tell too much, you're going to spoil it. It's
I know. That's the problem, isn't
this
it?
Is,
Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, Siobhan, I just put a thing down in the doobly-doo about a link to Spanish dub.
Right ho. In that case, I will copy it over a link down in
I
doobly-doo.
just did a quick Google thing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will put that into Twitch for Hearts right now.
And it's not El Doctor, it's Del Doctor Mysterio.
Il Medico Mysterio.
Il Medico Mysterio. Ah.
Scotchio, Patas Sept, El Generalissimo Habun Eye Patch.
But I'm curious, what did we miss? Because I got the Miss Jean Brodie, and then you could say there was the If thing there as well.
No, you might.
Also,
we still have 2 more stories to go through. You might pick it up yet.
And touches of, what was the thing that Michael Palin did in terms of the public school boys? And
ripping yarns.
Ripping
With
yarns.
the school bully.
There's all those elements in
Yes.
there, and it's just, it's delicious. It's really, it's a great episode.
Very much so. Third story, which I actually thought was the weaker of the 3.
Yeah.
But it's basically Missy deciding to have fun with the gunpowder plot. However, there's a very young and experienced time agent, not initially on her trail, but on the trail of temporal interference. And there's a lot of toing and froing, and the letter that the King's courtiers were taking to him, which actually said about the gunpowder plot, gets taken. And that's a fairly key thing. However, luckily, a passing clergyman handed them the letter afterwards. More on that story later. There's not really that much more to say about this. It's just Missy running rings around people.
Her reasoning, though, is perfect in this.
Oh, has the stream died?
No, I can still
Are we
I
still
don't know. I've
moving
been
and
having
talking?
video problems.
Yes.
We are? Okay. Just you then. Sucks to be you. Let's move on to the last one, because there's not much to be said about that one, and time's ticking. Right. At the end of the previous story, Missy gets kidnapped. And we find out, and again, this is a sequel to the first Missy box set, she's been kidnapped by Mortimus, who refuses to be called a monk. Every time somebody mentions it, it's just not a actual monk. It's getting a little bit. Unfortunately, the Ogrons turn up looking for the master, who forgot to pay them after the Earth Draconian War. And
No.
wait till you see, or hear rather, just how much the compound interest has caused the bill. Not saying too much, again, because there's lots of fun and games. Rufus Hound is a delight as the meddling monk, and the interaction between him and Missy is wonderful. And the Ogrons, I think they overdid them sounding stupid a bit too much, possibly.
At
they
least the Empress.
It's, I don't know, but I yeah, this one's fun. It is fun. Let's go to Helen. Helen, what did you make of this? Oh, you didn't. Brian, what did you make of this one? Mwah.
I enjoyed how they repossessed in order to recoup their losses.
Ow! Cat!
Oh, thank God! I thought you were having a stroke.
Oh, that'll be later. I
Oh,
got
okay.
Iron Brew to drink.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed how they repossessed the master's possessions in order to recoup their losses.
Yep.
All of his possessions.
All of his
according
possessions.
to
And
their
in the
laws.
previous box set, where I seem to remember, and I think what we might do is we might actually look at box set 1 next week. I have a feeling her and the monk got engaged. And the Ogrons have a very proprietorial view on marriage. Yeah.
And the Oberons have a very loose grasp of compound interest.
You got to admit, though, you have to admit,
It's an
it
interesting
works out
viewpoint.
well for them.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah.
know?
It's a very interesting viewpoint.
Oh dear! And I love what happened to the Ogron eating monsters. They got eaten by the crab gods. What happened to the crab gods? They got eaten by a giant crab god. Eddie, your points, please. What do you make? What do you think?
I had this one on a par with the treason and plot. It was some good one-liners in it, but I preferred the dialogue between the Lumiat and Missy as opposed to the meddling monk and Missy. I thought Michelle Gomez just acted Rufus Hound off every scene they were in, and it wasn't a balance of equals for me. So yeah,
I'd agree with that.
for
But when, in anyone's imagination, would the monk be an equal to the master?
I'm
no,
just
no.
in terms of the clips. So it was fun. It was good fun. Good one-liners. Some nice surprises in it. I thought the Ogrons were great. I loved the Ogrons. The Ogrons saved it for me in terms of that. And I'll keep it at that because it's the whole thing. We're not as stupid as we look. It's really, really good. And again, we get to a point where we just see that in terms of evilness, if there's a right there, Missy the Master is the meddling monk isn't even in the same page, never the same book, never mind same page.
I mean,
But,
one of his previous incarnations might have been the Graham Garden incarnation, after what he did to Earth and with the Daleks.
Yeah.
But sorry, Eddie, carry on.
No. I just say for me, it was two really good stories, two really entertaining stories. But for me, it was the first half for this box set is much better than the second half. But I'm not criticising the second half because it's just the whole thing as a package is just. It was really, really funny. I've not laughed as much since the Donna box set thing we did a while back. It's just up there in terms of just good fun.
Brian, what do you make of it? Because, I mean, I asked you to listen
enjoyed
to
it
this after
thoroughly.
you'd had a very bad day.
Yeah.
Did it help?
I enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. The first one put a smile on my face. Then the one-liners just kept on coming. I mean, let's not even talk about the iHarmony debacle. Just the whole listing of everything. Yeah, it was perfect. It was great.
So this is a brand new box set released this week just gone, from bigfinish.com. They've started doing CDs again, so if you want a CD, you can order one. Alternatively, just get the download, which I think is better all round, quite frankly. And I think it's fair to say that we recommend this, don't we, boys?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Yep. This is a good one. This is one that will cheer you up if you're feeling a bit down.
The little that I managed to hear, it's a thumbs up from me too.
There we go. You see, and that's a knee-jerk judgment, so it must be good.
Yeah.
Right. That was Doctor Who. I'm not going to play any music. I can't be asked, quite frankly.
Are you doing another one of your mixes?
One of my mixers,
God,
love.
shut
No,
up.
oh no, don't worry. Don't worry. Basically, because the video itself, unfortunately, was put together for the Flashing Blade Vidiprog, the series preceding this. And it's one of Alice's pieces. And it has a long piece of music with blank screen just to play underneath stuff. And then when the visuals come up, it suddenly fades up and it just doesn't work. I can never time it right on this. And we carry on talking throughout it, so I said, fuck that. If I can get an edited version, I will. I'll have to try and come up with something on that.
I might be able to
Anyway.
for you.
We also did The Prisoner. Now, if you want to know the plot of this story, go back to Series 1, Episode 31 of the Flashing Blade podcast live, which is on YouTube. where I summed up the plot, mistakenly thinking that was the one I was supposed to have watched. Last week, I successfully managed to mix up the name of it, even though I knew the one I meant. This week, I pray God that I've got it right. There's a cricket match. Yes, there's a cricket match. He gets poisoned. Yes.
Partly there.
Not
Yes.
just anybody.
Keep going.
Yeah. No, hang on. This is the one that's quite like a Danger Man episode.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're there, boys and girls. We are there. The prisoner tells a story to the village's kids.
But you don't find that out till the end. You've just given it all away.
You just spoiled it.
Yeah.
What is
It's
the
a
statute of
brilliant
limitations on spoilers for the programs in the 60s?
Seriously.
Seriously, from the 60s.
I don't care. If you're going to be talking about an episode, you don't give that away until the end. Not cool. No diamond logo for you, missus.
Like you dish out the diamond logos in around here.
I do when it comes to The Prisoner. It's one of my favourite series, and this is my favourite episode.
I'm terribly sorry. On this show, young lady, it's unworthy of the penny farthing.
Excuse me. I'm older than you.
I was trying to be nice to the elderly. Who's the Prime Minister, dear? Can you remember? It was jelly for tea.
I don't know who the Prime Minister is because we don't actually know.
No, to be fair, that is a little bit vague.
Yeah, that's a difficult one to
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was unfair of me. I apologise. Yeah.
That's a trick question.
I mean, this is a classic prisoner episode. You don't know what's going on from the beginning.
No.
You don't know, has he escaped? Is this set before it? Is he been put into some kind of coma again? What's going on? Are they playing with his mind? And it's brilliant. And the absolute classic moment where he's having a pint in the pub and he drinks down and he sees you have been poisoned.
Have a look at chat. Are you on the
Brilliant.
Twitch stream at the moment, Kat?
No.
Okay, Radox the Green. I used to have a pint glass at my local with "You have just been poisoned" on the base. It was hilarious if it was given out to somebody else by mistake.
I
approve.
They've got to sell them at Port Merion. They've got to sell them at the Port Merion gift shop.
Yeah. I
Hey,
bought
dude,
them.
dude, there's a license there to be got.
There is.
Well, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, sort that out.
We used to have. Andy and I went on our honeymoon to Port Merion.
Oh, Radox has just said they do.
Yes, down the road. Yes, they do. And we bought these
beautiful.
little stickers to go on the bottom of our glasses, which said "You have just been poisoned." And I put one on the bottom of my dad's glass because it's one of his favourite episodes. Or was one of his favourite episodes when he was alive. And he didn't realise, and he was drinking it down, and then he spat his beer as he laughed so hard. So, The Prisoner is a very important series for my family because my mum wasn't too keen on the end of it, but my mum used to say it is a
Brian
brilliant
hasn't seen
series
the
to
end.
watch.
No spoilers on the end. on this one.
No spoilers
Yeah,
at
don't
all on
worry.
the end.
It came out in the 60s. It's not a spoiler to me.
You
Oh,
know,
yes, it is.
It trust me, it is. You've got to watch
Okay.
it. You've got to watch it.
Kat, would you like to ask Brian who number one is, please? You're the guest. You
Oh,
ask
yes.
him.
Who's number one?
I'm still thinking The Prisoner. Number 6.
It's a view.
He's still running the town.
He's not officially running it, Brian's saying.
He's not officially, but he's
he's just he's just
tune.
doing circles around them, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
of course, there is that wonderful episode where he tries to organise an escape, and all the villagers
Yes.
actually turn on him because he presents himself as one of the guards. For want of a better
On
word.
mutual.
And
Oh,
yeah,
mutual.
yep. That change was that a change
Yeah.
of mind? That was a change of mind, I think.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
you might be right.
Let us
Yeah,
go
we just watched
now.
it recently.
Brian, give me
Yes.
your thoughts.
Oh,
I'm a telepath,
I liked it.
apparently. So
it would not knowing what the hell was going on made it even more funnier. Every time that the lady that was Death just kept on being a step ahead of him. I mean, at the fairground, he's wearing his Sherlock Holmes outfit. He goes up, goes after the lady. Oh, no, it's a model. So, and the photographer is about to deck him. He's like, look, sorry. He goes up to her again. He sees the photographer. Only it's really her this time. I love how she's like one step ahead of him all the time until we meet Napoleon.
Again, Brian, I am going to say to you, remember the cast members. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Because Napoleon was number 2.
Napoleon has not been number 2.
I thought Napoleon ended up being number 2.
No, I think he.
Yes.
I think he was in costume as Napoleon at one point, but it was.
Did they show him at the end? Because I just thought it turned around with. I thought it ended with McGowan basically saying good night, viewers everywhere.
Good night, children.
Right into the camera.
Right to the camera.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
and did that show? Did you then cut to a scene of number 2 watching?
You see number 2 and the daughter watching before that, because it's the whole thing around. It was the idea was that telling a story to children would let his guard down. He would start to let some stuff slip because
and they
he
were
was telling
spying on
stories to
him.
kids.
Okay, so my apologies, Brian. A number 2 there, but
sorry, no, you're
remember
right.
things.
There were a number of Napoleons.
But there were a lot of.
Oh yeah, Napoleon's a very
There were
very
lots
big
of
theme.
Napoleon.
Yeah.
So
There was an Englishman, Scotsman, Irishman, Northern English. It was all various because the Scotsman was promised.
Cool.
Yeah.
The Scotsman was promised Wembley Stadium, and any Scotland. Okay, yeah, destroyed Wembley Stadium. Why would want it?
Just remember the compound interest.
But you know the Yorkshire Napoleon. Do you know who that was? Don't you? Oh.
We've lost Eddie. It's all right. It's a usual occurrence.
No. Okay.
People have started to run a bet, a book on just how many minutes into a show we'll lose Eddie. He'll be back at some stage.
See, I've been wanting to ask him if he saw the Scarecrow yet.
What about Mrs. King?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one. I don't know. We'll
Disney
find
one.
out. We'll find out. Anyway, so that was The Prisoner. That's a bit of fun. Next week, it's Once Upon a Time. Here he is. He's almost back, possibly.
Who was the Yorkshire Napoleon? I must know who the Yorkshire Napoleon was.
His name was Joe Gladwin, and he played Wally Batty in Last of the Summer Wine.
Really?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Take care, Brig Lover. All right, we will see you
Brig.
soon. Take care. We'll be here next week. Don't worry.
So he just has that wonderful way of kind of rolling his R's when he's doing his Yorkshire accent. Brilliant way of talking. It's lovely. It was his particular shtick.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh wait, Eddie, have you seen the Scarecrow yet?
The Scarecrow.
The thing I
no, It's I'm going to be watching it because anything with McGowan on it, I have to watch, and I haven't watched it yet.
McGowan working for Disney. It's truly frightening.
I have to watch it.
Yeah.
I love the Columbo episodes he turns up in. It's wonderful. Okay, so next week, Once Upon a Time. Brian, watch very carefully.
Okay.
All right. The week after, now this is the interesting thing. The week after, we're doing a second live reaction now. As you know, during the weeks, Wednesday evenings, we do a live reaction. We're doing the new series, starting with Eccleston. I think we're up to World War III this week, aren't we? That's Wednesday, 10:30 UK time, 5:30 Eastern.
With the farting aliens.
With the farting aliens, yes. Next Sunday, hopefully we'll have Adam Purcell on, and there will be revenge, lots of it. And he's made us watch The Gunfighters. So we'll be reviewing The Gunfighters. I've asked Brian and Eddie, whilst it's not a live stream, could they possibly please play a drinking game that every time somebody bursts into song, they take a drink. It's important. And
I'm looking at $120 worth of alcohol in my house. I'm not sure I have enough.
Funny you should say that. Anyway, not sure what we're going to do for Big Finish yet. See if anything drops during the week. Missy dropped this week, so we were lucky there. If not, I'll dig something out. And then, obviously, Once Upon a Time from The Prisoner. We've got the reaction on Wednesday night, like I've just said. Next Saturday is the RPG, which we'll come to in a second. That's 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I've told you about the show next week. And the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, I stream my gaming just on my own. Welcome to come in and keep me company, quite frankly. I was going to say something. The RPG. Yes. What happened last night, Brian? Come on then.
Plots and plans. You've moved into day 4.
Finally,
thank God. And you're trying to do things and make up plans because time is getting short. Remember, you only have until day 6, which is March 6th of the year 2000. Our Captain Somerset has found a new weapon that may or may not help.
I got myself a lovely little sword I have. Oh, it's really, really nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. It may or may not help them in the battle against the Night Lords.
It may or may not. We don't know yet.
You don't know if it does yet. You haven't really taken it out for a spin.
Well, not a chance yet, have I? Games Master. Just saying is all. Just saying. We shall see what happens.
Children. Come on,
Day 5
behave.
should be Saturday.
Ah,
When the stakes really get into it.
it's for cutting steaks.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd
the
love a
stakes really
steak.
double in this.
I would love a steak.
Steaks are...
You have good steaks in America.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I can go with a steak right now.
So, that's the
No
RPG.
chlorinated though.
That's the RPG. That's where we are in that. Things are
coming
about
up
to
to the
kick off
finale.
big time. Quite frankly. So there we go. A full week of stuff on this Twitch channel. I'd avoid it, frankly, if I were you. We need to say a big thank you to Helen Sterling.
Yeah, thanks.
That's all right. Don't mention that.
Oh, Helen.
What? I've got an itch.
Yeah.
I thought that was a secret message between you and Siobhan. It
She was
like,
telling me to fuck off, quite frankly.
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I was, but then I usually do anyway.
No, seriously, I hope you did enjoy yourself tonight, because
I did.
you don't normally do this, and I've been hoping to get you and Andy on this for a while now.
Yes, trying to get Andy on is fun.
Well, yeah, him and technology, it's not a good match.
Not when his laptop's keyboard's blown up. No, it's not going to happen.
It's a sad thing. Hang on a second. Hasn't he got a USB keyboard at the unit he can plug in? And he could use the laptop screen.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
Remember, he's got the old-fashioned USB keyboard that
He
links up
has.
to his computer.
No, he's got
remote
one. It's
keyboard.
got one. No, this is one that actually it's a little plug-in one that actually looks like an old-fashioned.
It's
keyboard.
really it's amazing, and I've wanted I've wanted one since I saw it.
I've got one as well that I can fit my tablet onto, and I can clickety clack on it. It's
Yeah.
lovely.
So suggest that to him. It might help.
Ooh,
Keys are important.
Yeah,
Keys
well,
are
he's
important, especially car keys when you don't lose them. Oh,
Don't
sorry.
blame me. That was him.
Oh, and he's not here to defend himself. I don't know.
I was working away. Thank you very much for
Right, yeah.
November and December, and
Right,
the
yeah.
key was gone when he came back. But yes, he's moving into my room. He has a desk over there with the beginnings of a computer at it, but we didn't actually manage to get the full computer.
Tell him he may as well have that computer desk now. I think that's a completely moot point.
What, like the Doctor
My computer desk I brought down so I could fit the keyboard on and everything. And he whipped it for the VR stuff. It was for his.
Oh,
It was in the unit, love. It was in the unit.
yeah, I know, but it's
It's
got
all right.
brought
It's cool. Like I say, it's
back- got brought back to the house. It's actually behind me.
oh well, that's fair enough. Like I say, it's not much point.
I have a
yeah.
story about Drambu, Eddie.
I was going to. There was something else I was going to mention, and for the life of me, I cannot remember. It was something. I was
That
gonna
happens to you in
say.
old age, dear.
I know.
And I'll hold you to that Drambuie story, Baron.
Oh,
If it's
It's
good
a
enough
good
for
one.
Patrick McGoon, it's good enough for me.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
it's a good one. That was quite a night that I wish I had a blackout for.
Right then, so we need to say goodbye. Thank you, Helen. Cheers, boys. Have a lolly. And...
Wait, is this a Bertram lolly?
Ah, that reminds me. Now, this will help, seeing as Adam is still here, hopefully. Now, look, the RPG. I have discovered who Chaz is. I'm currently watching the Comics Explained stuff about Injustice, and there's a lot of Constantine in it. And Chaz is a taxi driver.
Chaz is his driver, yes.
Exactly. So it should have been a mate of Jess's. I would not employ anybody with
You're
the
the
name of
one with the
Chaz.
staff.
Yeah, I wouldn't employ somebody called Chaz. I'm sorry.
Yes, you would. Oh,
No, I wouldn't.
Come on.
No, it's just not going to happen. Anyway, all right, Constantine. Dear God, he's a pedant even in text. I don't know. Say goodbye, boys.
Bye,
Bye, boys.
Yeah, that always works, doesn't it? When I do that. Are you ready for another seamless transfer to the end titles? You ready? Okay, goodbye. We'll see you soon. Everyone, shut up now.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
If the world was an orange, would it be too small?
Yes.